What's Alan Belcher's good friend's name? Cat plays for the NFL.
He just gave up a Rolls-Royce Phantom.
Yeah.
If he's sticking to his bet, but I doubt it.
I don't know if Alan Belcher's. Obviously, I've never heard him do a lot of shit talking before. I guess this was something that he brought into his game plan for this fight with Michael Bisping, but that shit did not work.
No, he didn't back any of it up. He looked sloppy. His strikes weren't crisp. He didn't have much to offer. He should just be happy that Bisping doesn't have any power, or this shit would have been over in the second round.
It really been. Now, the unfortunate thing that came out of the fight is...
See, I'm glad you recovered quick right there, because you were heading down that slippery...
Yeah. I was ready to... The fucked up thing that came out of this fight is that he did get a nasty accidental eye poke at the end of the third round when the fight was almost over.
Right.
And which led to a technical decision for Bisping. But it's fucked up because Belcher's had 2 eye surgeries and one that kept him out for 16 months.
Right.
And it would look like a nasty eye poke.
Yeah, it's the first eye poke I've ever seen that drew blood.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't know what's next for Alan Belcher, to be honest with you.
Alan Belcher falls out of the top 10, gets his eye fixed.
Where was he before this?
Number 10.
He was number 10.
That's why he falls. So now, Bisping's at 4 with Okami, Belfort, and Weidman in front of him. And Weidman's fighting Anderson. So does Bisping fight the loser of that fight between Anderson and Weidman?
What about Boach?
They don't even have him ranked.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
Luke
George and I were
Rockhold?
talking Rockhold because he came from the Strike Force, so he's moving up in the ranks. But George and I were talking earlier, and it's like, you know what? And we said it before on the show. Bisping, when he fights guys that are not jacked on TRT, or
he dominates.
He dominates. He's a great fighter. I mean, you saw his hands tonight; they were unbelievable. He put together great combinations.
He just has no power,
and he just can't. I mean, that can get you into trouble if you're fighting somebody who's a great counterpuncher who has power. You know, and that's the case with Weidman. That's the case with Silva. That's the case with all your guys that are in the top of that class. They've all got power. So I think it just keeps him right in the same position. He's not going to move up. Obviously, he's not going to move down. I think for Alan Belcher, it's just going to kill him because he talked a lot of trash and didn't back it up tonight.
Well, I mean, to me, like you said at the beginning, that's not his game.
No.
He's never been one to trash talk. Like Bisping said at the end.
Obviously, for a reason.
We were trying to sell this fight, and we did. Well, your mouths put on a better show than that fight. That fight was not very good,
right?
Compared to, I mean, all they did was compare that fight to the Roy Nelson fight.
Yeah,
they're saying
I thought that fight was similar to an earlier fight, like the Phil Davis fight. Fight. I mean,
what I meant is. Joe Rogan kept saying, if he had Roy Nelson's power, if he had Roy Nelson's power, he had Roy Nelson's power. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. If he had Roy Nelson's power, that fight would have been over in the second round.
It would have been over in a long time. But he had kind of Phil Davis's power, so we just pitter-patter.
And I can tell you right now, it's the last time I picked Alan Belcher to beat anything.
Yeah, because now we're 2 for 2. Anyway, leave your comments below. Loader.
Did you just say loader?
I said loader, bitches.
Come on, man.